Let's go ahead and apply the order of operations when simplifying expressions. So let's think about the mnemonic GEMDAS, where G stands for grouping. So one thing I want you to think about when we're simplifying, you simply, you can see simply is right there in simplifying, go from left to right. And I'm thinking I'm going to do this, and I do it over and over and over again until my expression is simplified. So an expression doesn't have any equal sign, so I'm going to give you something that's simply numbers. So if I have 2 to the 4th minus -8 times 3, and that's all divided by 15 divided by 5 minus 1. Okay, so that looks a little ugly, but the first thing that I want you to notice is our grouping symbol is our division sign. So actually division is going to be the very last thing we do when we divide the top and the bottom, because that's our grouping. So that there will happen after I am done simplifying everything. So let's just see what we have here. So let's look at the top. The first thing I have to do is I have to do that 2 to the 4th. Oh, before I forget, let's put in our grouping symbols. That's what I meant to say. Let's put that in. So we're grouping the numerator and the denominator. So we're going to do the inside top group first. So let's remember 2 to the 4th. So 2 to the 4th, that's the same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. So that gives me 16. Okay? So that means that 2 to the 4th is 16. And then I have this minus -8 times 3 divided by, and this numerator is still a group. So I'm still working within that group on the top. But I can divide 15 divided by 5, which is 3, minus 1. That's still a group in the bottom. And this is grouping top and bottom. So we have to keep that in mind. Okay. So now the next thing that we can do is we can, if I'm looking here, I have a group in the top. I don't have any exponents, but I have multiplying. So I have multiplication here, -8 and 3. So that becomes 16 minus, that's this minus here. So -8 times 3 is -24. And that's all divided by, do what's inside the group, 3 minus 1 is 2. So I've simplified it so I have no more grouping in the denominator, but I still have a grouping in the numerator. And this is still acting as my grouping symbol. So now what do I have? I have a 16 minus 24. Well, that's -1 times negative, so that becomes positive. So that's 16 plus 24 all over 2. And then the last thing I have to do, I have to add this group on the top, because remember, this denominator, this fraction bar is acting as a grouping symbol. So this becomes 40 divided by 2, and then my final answer is 20. So I just want to point out that I never had an equal sign, because this is an expression. An expression does not include the equal sign. If I don't have an equal sign to begin with, I never put one in, okay? So just keep that in mind. So that's how you would simplify an expression.